Welcome to the highlight show for Group 10 of the Ultimate Pool Champions League. Christophe Lambert made the semi-finals last year. Shaun, Chipperfield, the former world champion, has won the Pairs Cup and made the final in the last 2 years. Lee Anderson and Luke Sanjee's complete the lineup. Let's get straight into our first match then. Shaun Chipperfield taking on Lee Anderson. The opening 2 frames were shared with good clearances. Shaun has the break in frame 3.
Easily good enough to.
Yeah, he's had a couple of semi-finals. It did feel up in Blackpool, what was that, maybe 8 weeks ago, first Pro Series of the year, that he was about to make that breakthrough, run through to the semi-finals, where, for me, it was as good as he's looked. Just came up short against Tom Cousins, but yeah, it looks like the best is certainly on its way for Shaun, although very fortunate with that break not to go in off, but not that fortunate because look what he's left.
Yeah, he is good as did. Leaving the cue ball there and leaving the split that he's left, he may as well have gone in off. It really didn't make much difference.
Yeah, it's a sort of layout that a professional pool player will be mortified not to take out. There is next to no work here. Oh dear, Lee. That really wasn't a tough clearance for you.
Well, on such moments have nights hinged before.
One tricky ball nearest the bottom right-hand corner for the counter clearance, but he's got the other one in the bottom half of the table where he can use to get the short position. 2 in the middle of the table, as you see from the overhead. They don't plant into the middle, so just has to be careful when dealing with those 2. Decides to play into them. That's risky, but it's worked out well. It's worked out very well. This is a nice angle now on the one to the bottom left to come across for short position and have it. There you go, you can see it. And the other one being in the triangle area may help him connect back up to the top end of the table.
He doesn't love it.
Shaun is a very, very clever pool player. There's a lot of people just think he's very, very quick, very fast. He's a shot maker and it's all flamboyant, but he actually very clever the way he sees the game. Don't let his speed fool you. Has to play around with the yellows here, which was not ideal. I thought he might look to go the other way, but then taking this one before the other one.
Well, he has avoided the yellows. Yeah, he's pretty perfect here.
Yeah, that's perfect. That was a lovely shot. Just a little bit of check side just to hold it up, hold it on the straighter, and yeah, very nice visit to the table, this one.
Excellent stuff from Shaun Chipperfield, who goes 2-1 in front. A rather infuriating, if you're a player, habit of costing you matches in these quick formats. He's made a ball, but have a look at this by the right centre pocket.
Yeah, they've clustered together, but I think these may be fairly easy to solve. Look at that. Maybe not, looking at the overhead. I thought we might be able to make the plant into the middle and just nudge it off the other yellow and it all opens up. So interesting decision here to go reds.
Yeah, you've got to do something about that 8-ball. You've got to do something about the reds first, and you're going to have to do something about another one now. That's actually gone a little bit awkward.
You could see there on the when my first thought was he was going to take yellows, so I was only looking at the yellows. But when you looked at that last overhead, you can see exactly what he's thinking. Reds are actually really good. He's hoping that last cannon came out well because the red nearest the 8-ball there, it's simple enough to play that one off the 8-ball. That opens up the 8-ball and everything else would have gone apart from the one he's just created half a problem for himself with.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, then open up the one on the side rail and all your work's done.
I wonder if he was expecting a cannon on the one on the side on that previous shot and just missed it. I think he probably was. Problem with trying to go into it from this one is no guarantee to be on anything. If you catch the red full, you're in trouble. If you catch the red full, you're in trouble.
That was a commentator's curse.
Yeah, apologies, Lee. Half ball, it's perfect.
Yeah, he's now in all kinds of trouble. 6 minutes 30 left in the match. This is a big difference maker frame. Difference between being level or 2 behind. And none of the reds are particularly close to pockets either.
Yeah, and you feel he has to make something. Otherwise, it's easy pickings for Shaun to go 3-1 ahead. He needs to mess the table up or make a ball. Needs to get lucky somewhere. So 2 cushions, trying to make the one nearest the bottom left-hand corner. I think he was probably playing the other ball.
I don't think he's managed to succeed in making it messy either. If Shaun can get through to the one that's closest to the right centre pocket, I think he's in business.
Wanted to slide by that red. Now he's just a bit awkward. He's going to have to feel like he's going to have to be very precise with his positional shot. That's why he's taking his time to work this one out. Okay, so he's thinking about dropping it in, accepting what he's got. Yellow right centre. This may compromise getting good position on the one to the top left-hand corner. He may have to make a very big pot on the one up to the top left, although Shaun is blessed as he is one of the best potters in the game for me.
Yeah, he's an incredibly naturally gifted potter because he sees the... Oh! God blimey.
Wow.
Brave. And just as we do that, he goes and misses the pot that he made easier for himself. It's all going on here.
Oh, I have to apologise to both players now. So he's one of the best potters in the game, and then he misses that one to the top left-hand corner. Did not see that coming. That was awkward from Lee.
Shaun's actually got very lucky there that he left Lee so hampered. He will take it, minds. Well, swing frame in the match, that is for sure. 3-1.
Lee Anderson had first chance in the next frame but was unable to do anything with it, allowing Shaun Chipperfield to run the clock down to secure victory. On to our second match of the night, Christophe Lambert taking on Luc Sanjis. And it was Luc that won a scrappy opening frame, but he missed a good opportunity in the second, allowing Christophe to counter clear and make it 1-1. We join the Frenchman with the break in frame 3.
Yeah, it's almost like the... it's another dry break, and he definitely gave that one more. I'm amazed that this is dry, because, as I say, in terms of where he's impacting the pack, I mean, the cue ball's perfect. A bit more power into it, and still no dice. That is tough. It's not the simplest of finishes, though.
Yeah, first couple of shots on the reds here. Reds at the bottom are fine. It's just the first couple of shots. If he can just get back out... Oh, he's not even going to try. I was about to say, if he could get back out somewhere where he was, then clip one in, come off the cushion and bump into the yellow, he would open everything up. But he's backing himself to make a very delicate pot here. He must have had less angle than I first thought on that first shot. I thought he could get it punch it in and come 2 or 3 inches off the cushion. And he probably couldn't have done that. So accepted what he had. If he can get good position on the one just above the yellow, you saw him looking at it there, then he could use that to get onto the other one just below the yellow. But he's a decent way short. Need another 8 inches of pace, maybe a little bit more on that one.
Yeah, you just see where he's pointed his cue. He can get round to there, off this red at the bottom of the table. Just around off 2 cushions, maybe off the one.
I may have been doing him a disservice. His plan may have always been to get rid of both of these at the bottom, but just the way he played that made me think that he was tracking up for it, and I do think he was. Oh, he'll take that.
Oh, that's... I am going to do Luke Sanji maybe a bit of a disservice and suggest that I don't think that was exactly what he played for.
I think there's no way. But it's a great result.
Oh, he will take it all day. But he did play it at such a pace and on such a line that I think he was looking to make something happen, maybe.
I think his target was the yellow, not the red.
Right.
Because if he cannons the yellow, he's on the red to the right centre or the red to the top left.
Yeah, not got the biggest window to land on this 8 ball, so just has to mind his work. Shouldn't be a problem. Hits the line nicely. If anything, almost overdoes it. Maybe slightly awkward cueing here. Yeah, it is. This needs taking out. Does so well. As Luke Sanchez goes 2-1 in front. It's 15-second shot clock time after this break, which is hit hard again. But it's dry.
Both colour sets here are really good. Hard to see where he's going to go wrong. Everything clean, everything in the open. Almost connecting a training exercise kind of layout, really. Almost ball in hand perfect on the first ball. Eight ball does go past the yellow to the bottom right hand corner, so this is just mind your work stuff here for Christophe to tie the scores up. Well, say mind your work. Didn't want that cannon.
No, he's got to play a bit of a shot. He can just clip this one back to the top. Just about judging that cue ball.
He's gone too far for what he planned, but he knew he had a backup plan.
Extension call.
Yeah, recovery pot made, and now he's back in position. We've got a very interesting finish to this first match coming up. About 3 minutes left to play, all square. Christophe Lambert gets the job done. All right, we're 2-2.
Meticulous once again with that position of the cue ball.
It's almost like Cristiano Ronaldo taking a free kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything is very deliberate in the way that he approaches it. And he hits it about as hard as well. Oh, that'll do. Has he got a first shot?
Well, he's got a red. Does he have a yellow? I think he wants reds anyway, to be honest. The only red that's slightly awkward at first glance is the one that's going to be nearest the 8 ball. And he could get on it straight away.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets, really, to go into the lead. Just wonder how Christophe wants to take it. There's no consideration, I don't think. There might be now, because he's just had a little look at the scoreboard, which does have the match and the shot clock on it. Just wonder if he's now going to try and take a little bit more time out of the match. He won't be able to finish the match, but make Luke produce a really quick clearance.
Yeah, put the pressure on. Obviously, first things first, make sure of the clearance, but should just about have done that now.
Oh, he used his extension there and still had a good 13 seconds left of it, so there's not too much consideration on it.
I say he should have done. He could go awkward here on his last positional shot. The one he's nearest to, would love to have got rid of this one 2 or 3 shots ago, but he didn't land on the angle he wanted to. But he controlled that well. But is he just about straight enough on it?
Yeah, I think so.
So he can just drop it in? Yeah, he is. He's coming around just to check. I was a little bit worried he might have to float it round the bottom of the table and back out, but he's okay.
So Luke Sanjis is going to have about 70 seconds to produce a break and run to square the match up. Christophe goes into the lead, and we are 68 seconds remaining. It's a similarly meticulous approach, if a little less exaggerated for Luke. It's another good hit. And it's not dry. So then, you got a minute, Luke. Get to work.
Yeah, I think the Reds are good here. Reds are good. He's eyeing up. This is a very tricky pot in the middle. It looks easy on the screen. Very, very easy to miss this one. That's a good camera angle to show it. Yeah, he didn't try and do too much there. It was just make sure of the pot. And now, I know it's only 37 seconds, but he'll feel like he should get these.
Is he behind the yellow?
It's okay. He can go cushion first.
Yeah, that'll do. How would you like this for your 8-ball? Final 10 seconds of the match. Nails it, and look what it means to Luke Sanjis. What a shot that is. 3 seconds left in the match. It's not done just yet, Luke. Back in your chair, says Scott Price, because there may yet be a little bit more drama. There's 3 seconds left in the match, which means Christophe Lambert with a golden break could win it. Golden Duck could also lose it, but you can see the last break from Christophe. Got that 8-ball moving towards that centre pocket.
Yeah, I'd love to get that going the same way again, but how good was that from Luke Sanjis?
Brilliant.
That 8-ball was something very, very special, and so much so he punches the floor and he thinks the match is over, but he's got to wait and sit there. This will be torture for him right now. All eyes on that 8-ball, and he's changed his break.
He has. Christophe's going cut break. Or is he? Just moved the cue ball. I think it might still be top ball. All eyes on the 8 either way, and it stays absolutely stationary. Match done. Brilliant match as well. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. It finishes at 3 apiece, and there is plenty to play for.
Christophe Lambert will stay out in the arena and take on Lee Anderson in our 3rd match of the night. The opening 2 frames were shared, and the French phenom has the break in frame 3.
He can't hit it much better. And he talks about it at the top of the show. So he's got a fantastic temperament. Wouldn't like to play poker against Christophe. You know, he's got a really, really good game face out there. Gives precious little away. But even there, you just saw a glimmer, didn't you? Saw a flicker of emotion, which tells me that he's getting quite frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he made a ball on that attempt to make a golden break in the deciding frame of the previous match, but going off the other breaks, he's only had 1 successful and 4 dry. That is very frustrating, especially when he'll feel like he's hit all of them really well.
Especially that one.
Yeah. Look at the layout this time.
It's a nice little line Lee's picked there.
Not ideal being absolutely straight. Can't do a huge amount with this one. One to the left of the 8 ball, goes to the bottom left. Maybe what he has to play for here. One more roll. One more roll would have been absolutely ideal.
Yeah, the only reason why is it's not necessarily for the location or the angle, it's just for the cueing, really, isn't it? This is a little bit awkward, tougher pot as well.
Yeah,
if he was hand on the table, I don't think he'd be too bothered about this, but this is just a little bit fiddly.
I think he's okay that the natural's okay. They just make the pot and he'll be on the other one.
Yeah, it was tough. Frustration.
Yeah, it looks a bad miss, but that sort of was forced from a positional error, a minor positional error 2 shots ago, and then that one half out, and all of a sudden you got the hampered queuing and it gets tricky. But it very much feels like a continuation of the first match here for Lee Anderson. He is getting the chances, he's getting good chances, and he's not playing his level right now.
No, I mean, anyone who's seen Lee Anderson plays before know just how good he is. A super player, and really hasn't shown it just yet tonight. I think what's happened, as has happened to so many players in the past, is it just hasn't settled yet. I mean, a good example of that is, you know, talk about Shaun Chipperfield you'll see in the next match. You know, Shaun's Champions League last year, he actually finished bottom of his group, and look how good a player he is. And I remember his first match really didn't go his way, and it's tough to get into the night after that happens.
Yeah, and especially in this sort of format, you're coming into the night hoping to get the opportunities to try and express yourself and have a chance to win the group. And the reason that Lee will be so frustrated is he's had those opportunities.
Yeah, it's pretty much what every player tells us, isn't it, when they rock up on a Monday night. Just give me the chances, and then it's up to me. Because you don't always necessarily get those opportunities.
I actually think Lee Anderson's had the opportunity in every frame he's played tonight, apart from maybe the one where Shaun was running the clock down. Other than that, he's had a chance in every frame, and he's only managed to take 2 of them.
Yeah, it's tough statistics. Oh, well, my.
Well, that's huge. That is a massive, massive moment on the night. It really is.
I don't think I've ever seen Christophe miss a pot like that. That's a huge surprise. Oh, Lee Anderson thrown a lifeline. Oh, and that will almost annoy him more than anything else that's happened tonight, because finally he gets that life, finally he gets that chance, and his break that's been so reliable for him goes straight into the middle pocket, and when that happens, that is totally user error.
He'd have been sat in his chair thinking, right, here we go. Big break now, 3-1, and really hurt Christophe, and then you do that.
Oh, a little bit of the left-handers for iRobot.
Not a good shot, though. His first shot wasn't great, to be honest. Christophe needed to nudge the yellow an extra roll up the table just to make it simple to connect one to the other at the top end, and now he's got a problem.
Oh, that's a little bit more unlucky. played a nice shot. Just a timeout call by our referee, Scott Price. I think there's some technical gremlins in the clock, but we're back underway. Lee Anderson's dangling it in. Played it well.
Christophe just looked a little bit scrambled on his visit. His first shot was loose, and his second shot was left-handed and a little bit frantic, and then obviously having to chase an awkward ball. I like that from Lee. Very calm. Obviously, I say I like that.
He's not calm now.
I felt like he did everything right there. I was about to say, because there's a little bit of an issue out there with the shot clock, and he calmly just said, look, how long have I got? You know, got back up, composed himself, and, well, in the same way that the mistake from Christophe Lambert in the previous frame was massive, that one could be as well, because he could have really hurt Christophe there.
Oh, what a frame to do it in as well.
Christophe's a little bit short of pace on that one. I think he wants to deal with both these at the bottom, in the middle rather, because now he's got to get a good position to come back down to get onto this one in the middle.
Well, he's got loads of angle. Probably has a little bit too much if he's been particular.
Yeah, I don't think he can hold this. This is a much trickier couple of shots left than he was hoping for when he had that one into the right centre 2 shots ago.
Just. Oh, I tell you, that's a good shot.
Well, with everything that's just happened in the past 2.5 minutes, that was brilliant.
Yeah, it looks like he's almost missed it, but that's because that's exactly where he's trying to play that red. He had to play it as thick as possible. Oh, back in your seat, Lee. Christophe thought he was dry there. So did Lee.
He might as well be. He's not on anything. How do you fancy this? Long, straight yellow. If you miss it, you feel like you're, well, essentially out of the night.
Massive shot. Oh, cued that a dream.
Yeah, beautiful bit of cueing. Okay.
And it's easy to, you know, it might seem like we've gone a bit overboard on that shot, but after everything that's gone on in the last couple of frames for Christophe Lambert, he's missed a couple of sitters, his head's been in the drum of a washing machine for part of that. That is a proper response.
So big question mark for me, does the yellow nearest the red at the top of the table slide into the top left? That's what he's looking at now. If it does, this is all really nice for him. And it must do, the way he's played that.
Oh, this will hurt Lee. It really will.
Yeah, because he's still sat in his chair thinking, I should be 3-1 here. Not 2-2. Oh, he's just half a roll further back than he wanted. Didn't want to let it be straight, but he also may have just come back half a roll more than he wants. Played that well.
Knows it's a big shot, but also wants to take a little bit of time out the match clock as well. Wait for the beeps. Knocks in the simple 8 ball. 2 minutes left. Christophe Lambert leads.
A dry break from Lee Anderson allowed Christophe Lambert to run the clock down to complete victory. On to our 4th match of the night, Shaun Chipperfield taking on Luke Sangeys. The opening 2 frames went the way of the former world champion, but the young Welshman made 2 good clearances to tie the scores up at 2-2, and he has the break in frame 5.
Well, I was going to say, I couldn't believe that was going to be dry. Feels like it's been a bit tough to make a ball tonight, doesn't it? You're having to really, really get them nice. Usually that's not the case. It's well known as a table that breaks pretty beautifully.
Yeah, and the layout's very good, isn't it? He actually could have gone yellows there as well. He could have taken the yellow off the red in the centre and everything would have been good for yellows. But doesn't have to play anything off anything or open anything up on the reds. They are all there. That's a little short. Another 2 rolls on that cue ball would have been perfect. Now he just has to avoid the yellow or use the yellow. Yeah, that's why he's taken a few extra seconds here. I don't think he can avoid the yellow. And if he cannons the yellow, what's he going to be on? Probably only one into right centre, and he could start to lose the cue ball. He could avoid it, and that's a lovely shot.
Yeah, that will do very nicely.
Yeah, that's a frame winner.
Yeah, better shot than it looked at. Very, very good. And from 2-0 down, Luke Sanjis is going to do 3 on the spin hit. And it completely changes the complexion of this group, should the results stay the way it is.
3 straight visits as well.
Yeah,
Two
Shaun's not had a shot.
3 straight, 2 break clearances in the counter. So very impressive from Luke.
Yeah, I tell a lie. Shaun did have a shot, but no, you're absolutely right. Luke's not wasted any opportunities. And he's not wasting that one. 3-2 then, with 3 minutes to go. Well, that's as well as Chippy's hit the break all night. Good time to do it. What have you left yourself, Shaun?
Well, reds are okay. If he takes the red into the bottom centre as we look from this overhead, connects to the one to the opposite centre, but then the red from the top to the bottom would be tricky. So he's gone for yellows, and there's one obvious bad yellow on the table. And
yeah, there is.
I think he was trying to move it there and didn't get anywhere near it. Yellow below the 8 ball's not ideal as well. I'm really surprised he didn't go reds.
Got the angle to potentially do some moving now. That's come out pretty nicely. Can only imagine the yellow just below the 8 ball goes top left as we look at it, bottom left on your main camera here.
There's not much room though, is it? It definitely goes right centre. Is there enough showing to go into either of the bottom corners? Because it helps him a lot. I think he's trying to work. He is trying to work it so that he can get onto it into right centre. Has to come up almost where he is now is perfect. I couldn't get back to where he was now, so he's played on it straight away. That is lovely. That really is. I was assuming he'd leave this one down here as last, and that was a beautiful positional shot.
Yeah, he's pretty perfect here. Just had a little look at the match and shot clock there, I think, just to do some quick maths. We saw excellent clock management from Chippy in his first match of the night. And I think, again, he's going to do as much as he can just to make sure.
Well, this is exactly why we're saying the draw is a fantastic result for Shaun Chipperfield. It's qualification in his own hands still.
Crunches home the 8 ball.
And
a little bit of screw onto it as well, just to keep that cue ball moving. Extra couple of seconds.
The clock ran out in the next frame, meaning the final score would remain 3-all and the points would be shared. Luke Sanjis will stay out in the arena. This time he will take on Lee Anderson, and he needs victory to have any chance of going through.
As we did some maths in the break, he's not out of it just yet. He's still in, just. He's clinging on by a thread. He must win this match. Anything other than that, and he absolutely has no chance. But if he wins this match, and there's a draw in the final match between Christophe Lambert and Shaun Chipperfield, Luke Sanjis can still find a way to navigate into the last stage.
Yeah, I went a little bit early last match. I actually thought he was out with a draw, but he still has a chance. He still has hope. And the way the night's gone, you know, hoping for a draw in the last match is not that long an odds, the way the night's gone. He has to believe. First things first, though, win this match. And he has a chance in the opening frame. He is on this yellow at the top. It's just whether he can get the cue ball out. Oh, he can very nicely. Has he just gone half a roll too far? No, he's perfect. Should be plain sailing from here now.
Been generally very impressed by Luke Sanjis tonight. Back-to-back 3-3 draws. He's been at the he's been at the heart of some tight matches. And a win here keeps him unbeaten and just about keeps him alive. He'd be level with both Christophe and Shaun were that to be a draw. And if you're doing the maths ahead of us, well done. And as Luke crunches home that 8-ball, probably not too long after Luke Sanjis was actually born. So plenty of time in the game should he want it for Luke Sanjis. And oh, if that doesn't just sum up Lee Anderson's night. Hits the break lovely. How on earth do you get kicked in like that? That's a little nod from Lee, and I can sympathise.
Yeah, it's been tough for Lee. Yeah, he's missed some chances. He has, but when you thought maybe he was going to get himself going, just a few things going against him, and about as tougher in-off on the break as you'll ever see. And look what he's left, though. I mean, he's just wide open for Luke to run these through.
Very nice opening shot, though, it should be said, from Luke Sanjis. Just made a nice layout, really nice. And brilliant missable from this stage. It's a delicate little cut. Played beautifully, and Luke Sanjis goes 2-0 in front.
A break clearance in the third frame broke the back of the match for Luke Sanjis as he was able to wrap things up comfortably in the fourth. On to our final match of the night. Simple scenario here. If either Christophe Lambert or Shaun Chipperfield win, then they will go through. If it's a draw, then it will be a three-way 6-red shootout. A dry break from Christophe in the opening frame allowed Shaun to make a reverse clearance, and he now has the break in frame 2.
Yeah, been very tight on the hole, hasn't it? Yeah, a little bit of a raise the eyebrows from Chippy, and his break has actually been quite inconsistent in the sense of where that cue ball's ending up, but actually in terms of its reliability in making a ball, it's been the best on the night. I thought that slow motion replay was really interesting. You see the bounce of the red ball off the top of the pack. Really does just show, you know, how much These balls can move around in the air as well.
You could tell, though, from the reaction from Shaun, even though it looked powerful, looked good, he didn't get the contact as he wanted to. His reaction straight away, he did not strike that as he wants to. He'd take the result every time, though.
Oh, I'll pick that line.
I wonder if he was playing a cannon onto the 8-ball. Maybe. If he was, he's overhit it quite a bit. The only reason I say that is the one in the triangle area. I don't believe it goes bottom left, so he was trying to. You want to get onto it bottom right, but he can get there again.
And there's that cannon on the 8-ball. Has he just messed it up?
Yeah,
he wants that 8-ball to be able to go bottom left. That is important.
I'm surprised that he's played the cannon on the 8-ball that time. I felt he could just drift by it and be on this red. So might have to play the cannon again. Yeah. Does it go this time? Yes, it does. So I was surprised by the first cannon because I wasn't sure it was needed, but the second one is perfect and it will win him this frame.
Christophe Lambert is once again swimming against the tide. And the main reason for that is his break. He's not been giving himself chances. And as I say, it's you can't really call it an error. It's not like he's gone in off or crunch.
Oh, it's hard to watch. It really is.
Hard for you to watch.
He's hit it so well again. And the balls are just racing each other and blocking the pockets. I mean, watch these ones to the top of the table. You think he has to make one here. Nearly makes one bottom right. Oh, dear. That really is tough.
Yeah, it's what we talked about earlier. You can hit a break well and not be rewarded. Shaun's last break was nowhere near as good as that. And yet he came to the table, cleared him up, said cheers, see you later. And he's back to the table again to go 3-0 in front.
I stand by my statement, though. There's a huge amount of skill in the break. And if you hit them as well as Christophe Lambert has been tonight, over a long period of time, like a tournament or a season, you will get the rewards from it. Unfortunately, in the Champions League, 20 minutes races to 4. You don't always have time to get those rewards, but
yeah,
that unfortunately is the nature of the game. He'll have nights where he hits it worse and gets much better success off it.
Shaun Chipperfield is going to race into a 3-0 lead. Still just over half the match remaining. Oh, is he? Oh, Chippy, that's a shocker. He can't believe it.
That could change this whole night. That has certainly piqued Christophe Lambert's interest. What a moment.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 3-0 Shaun Chipperfield. And that is an absolutely extraordinary 8-ball.
That's incredible. What's he? He fires it in. His reaction's fantastic as well. Even he knew that was a little bit special.
Oh, penny for your thoughts, Christophe. That's a tough one to take just when you think you're getting yourself a shot at getting yourself back in the match. Shaun Chipperfield dangles the carrot and yanks it away. No way. No way. No way!
Unbelievable.
Shaun Chipperfield, in the grand manner, is in to the next stage of the Ultimate Pool Champions League with the most ridiculous finish to any match we have ever seen. That is absolutely amazing. We're speechless.
It's just incredible. I mean, how's the cue ball stay on the table and then that 8-ball? Christophe Lambert in the match to win plays 2 shots.
Some performance and some ending from the former world champion Shaun Chipperfield, and he goes through to the second stage of the Champions League. You can watch this whole night back on Ultimate Pool TV, or if you're looking forward to next week, then this is what we have for you. Cameron Tolley, Carl Boyes, Shaun Storey and Callum Singleton is your lineup for Group 11 of the Ultimate Pool Champions League.